Despite the fact that the WBC have officially ordered a fight between Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz, with the winner being mandatory for Tyson Fury, Wilder's trainer Malik Scott has once again reiterated his desire for his man to not fight Andy Ruiz, but instead fight Oleksandr Usyk. Now, you would say that this is logical because why fight a final eliminator if you can get a straight crack at one of the champions? I get that. But how realistic is it for them to be getting a straight crack at one of the champions, particularly now that Oleksandr Usyk has been ordered by the IBF to face his mandatory in Filip Hrgović? So if Oleksandr Usyk is going to fight anyone right now before he fights Tyson Fury, if that fight happens, let's hope it does, you would imagine it's more likely to be Hrgović than it would be Deontay Wilder. At least at first look, right, at first glance, because some people will say, no, there's going to be more money in the Deontay Wilder fight, so maybe Oleksandr Usyk would be willing to relinquish the IBF strap and say, let me take on Deontay Wilder for a load of cash instead. I guess it all depends on how much Oleksandr Usyk really wants to be undisputed. Because if this undisputed thing is something he desperately wants to achieve, then, as I said initially, he'll probably go ahead and fight Filip Hrgović before thinking about fighting Deontay Wilder, because he needs to do that in order to keep hold of the IBF strap. So anyway, Malik Scott said the following, quote, I think he should hold off on Fury and wait for us. Just fight us. One, because there's no telling what Fury's going to do. There's no telling. Plus, I'm greedy. I like the position my guy Deontay is in right now, mentally, physically, spiritually. He's just in a very dangerous space right now, and I want Usyk to fight the most dangerous fighter in the world. Like I said, don't nobody respect Usyk on US soil the way I do, but I also know who I'm training is the most lethal fighter in the history of the sport. So, yeah, more hyperbole there from Malik Scott talking about the most dangerous fighter in the history of the sport and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, they want the Oleksandr Usyk fight. They seem to be looking, even at this stage, for a way out of the Andy Ruiz fight. From a business perspective, I understand why you would do that. But if the Andy Ruiz fight is as straightforward as many people, not just Team Wilder, even many of you guys, my subscribers, seem to think that the Andy Ruiz fight is pretty straightforward for Deontay Wilder and that he's just going to wipe Ruiz out. If that's the case, then what's the issue with just fighting Ruiz first? You put yourself in a better position anyway. At least you give yourself options. You can go the WBC route, or you can, go the Oleksandr Usyk route. And you also give yourself some preparation. Obviously, Andy Ruiz is no Oleksandr Usyk, but it will get you more match sharp, because you got to be sharp to beat Andy Ruiz. He's a very fast counterpuncher. So it'll help you get your mind sharp and just get you back in there at a good level, a much higher level than Robert Helenius, before facing Oleksandr Usyk. So, if it's a straightforward fight with Ruiz, why not do it? The answer, of course, this is a rhetorical question, is that they don't believe it is that straightforward. Malik Scott and Team Wilder have doubts about that Andy Ruiz fight. Not like they don't think they can win it. I just think that they believe Ruiz is more dangerous than a lot of the public do. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I interpret their actions and what they're trying to do right now. And their, I don't know, how could you even describe it? Lack of keenness for the Andy Ruiz fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Malik Scott's latest regarding wanting his charge to fight Oleksandr Usyk rather than Andy Ruiz.